tonight. I'm going to work through some more oil cans. If you guys remember last week, we started on a box of cans. I bought a bicycle for our collection. Ended up getting a couple of pretty cool boxes of cans that we've been kind of checking out, sorting through. So we'll work through some more of that tonight. Not even 100% sure we're going to get through all of these tonight. We got some pretty cool stuff to check out and look at. I think you guys are going to like it. Before we get too far in, we'll touch on this a little bit later as well. Next Tuesday, we'll probably plan on skipping. If it works, I may try to jump on, but we got the F&D Collector Auto Auction coming up next Saturday, a week from this Saturday on the 27th. Typically, I'm back at the shop by late afternoon. However, I've got to get a lot of stuff caught up in the evenings and first thing in the morning that I'm not getting done during the day while we're out there checking cars in, lining cars up, dealing with consigners, things like that. Cream City Pete made it tonight. So, and like I said, if it works out where I've got time, we may try to jump on, but I think just to be safe, we'll just plan on probably skipping next week on Toy Tuesday unless you see something different on Tuesday. That way nobody's sitting there wondering if it's going to work out or not in case we get out there and get a lot of cars coming in. So, John's here with us. So we got a lot more cool consignments going up, stuff hitting the website daily for the F&D Collector Auto Auction on the 27th. Sounds like there's going to be a great group of you that are going to make it up that weekend. Excited to see a lot of you, even though I don't have a ton of time. Still going to be great to see all of you here and say hi for a minute. So Jim's here. Randy Weininger made it tonight. So anyway, looking forward to that. Check out the website. A lot of cool stuff coming up, and online bidding is available in case you can't be here. So anyway, let's dig through another box of oil cans. We saw some pretty great stuff last week. This stuff, once again, I haven't looked at it. Hey, Bill. Since really we boxed it up. We worked a deal on several cans, the bike, some parts, things like that. All these cans were boxed up. It was Labor Day Mondays when we bought it. Haven't looked at them since. So we'll do a little bit of digging. We'll check some of this stuff out. I hope you guys enjoy it. Let's see what we've got in the box of new cans for the collection. Sounds good, John. I think that one did get her. I think I do remember that one. Hey, Ron's here with us. Yeah, I think that's boxed. I haven't dropped any of that stuff in the mail yet, but I think it is boxed. I hauled cars today, so I got some shipments out first thing yesterday morning, and then was busy yesterday afternoon. I hauled cars today, and so I hauled cars today because they said we may get some rain tonight or in the morning. So some of those shipments I have pushed off, and there's a couple of guys that you just have one little piece that are sitting and waiting, hopefully to get a little more added to the shipment. But I did get yours, John. It is boxed up and ready to go, so it'll be on the way to you here shortly. We'll start off with kind of a cute little wax can. One Step Cleaner Wax Vista for all cars by Simonize. It's kind of an odd-sized can. Vista One Step Cleaner Wax. Good looking can. Kind of resembles that Phillips can we looked at the other night with the V on it. And actually the V goes all the way around the can. Gold, white with a red stripe. And even the cap matches on this one. It is kind of an odd size. It's a 5-ounce can. And it is about 3 5/8 in diameter. So kind of a cute little dude. Along with the Vista Simonize, we also got a Simonize Super Blue One Step Cleaner Wax. This one, the golden white with a blue stripe or a blue V that kind of resembles the red on the other one. Now, this is a larger can. This one has checkered flags on it. It also has a matching cap One-step cleaner wax for cars, protects 6 months, $1.69. Hey, John Sanderson stopping by. This one, obviously a larger can than the Vista wax we just looked at. This one coming in at 4 1/4 in diameter. So even though these aren't oil cans, they're definitely still obviously automotive related cans. And I think they've got a great look to them. That's why I grabbed them and added them to our piles when we were dealing on the bicycle. We're going to focus on some GM and some Delco stuff next. Starting off with a couple little things I found hanging in the garage. Not necessarily cans, but they were Goodwrench. I thought they were cool. I had to have them. I think you guys will appreciate them. Mr. Goodwrench pins, buttons. These are actual little buttons like you could put on your jacket. They are actual GM Goodwrench pieces. Sticking with our Delco theme, Delco GM, Dexron 2 in a quart. This is an actual metal quart distributed by General Motors Corporation. In the red, white, and blue, it's kind of faded almost to a gray, Dexron 2 transmission fluid. It's new. It's full. Don't see a year on this one, but probably mid to late 60s, I'm guessing, being it's still in a metal can. I agree, Bill. They slap them on your jacket. They're good to go. Now, we've talked about these cans before. You guys know I like them. These are 70s era. The red, white, and black GM cans. First off, we'll go with another Dexron 2. However, this is a composite. This is a cardboard can, but it is that iconic red and black on the white background GM can. I remember these. Obviously, Dad worked at a dealership in the 70s. I remember growing up on these cans. This one is not new. It's been punched. And it is composite. This one actually dated 79 the way it looks. But there again, like we talk about on a lot of these composite cans, they're cardboard, but that also means they don't survive. The temperature changes, things like that, moisture in the air. I've actually seen these on shelves in old buildings where they just literally collapsed right where they were sitting. So like we talked about before, I don't have a problem at all having composite cans in my collection. They're still cool. They got good colors. They fit the theme, especially I like these GM era cans in the 70s. So not a bad piece at all, especially when it still looks this good. Sticking with that same era of GM in the 70s, this one a metal can, and it's kind of different. Top engine cleaner. It's full. Metal can. Original cap. And it actually is a spray. Typically, a lot of times top engine cleaners were like in a regular quart can. You could poke a hole in them, drip them down through the carburetor, and let it run and do its job. This was an aerosol can. I don't know if it's still good. Yep, still works. Just hadn't planned on shooting it all over that stuff. So there again, 70s era, good looking can. I like this stuff. These are just fresh off the shelf out of a guy's shop who this is what he did. He just kind of fixed a little bit of everything. So I thought it was pretty cool. All right, let's see. What's this thing doing? So start a Q&A. I want to start a Q&A. I don't know what this does. We're answering questions anyway, so we'll see what it does. Couple more GM type pieces that we're going to check out. This one I thought was really cool. Believe it or not, it is a plastic bottle. I don't know what this thing's doing. Okay. I hope everything's good on your guys' end because it's doing some weird stuff on my end. Plastic bottle for Magic Mirror. But what's great about it is this plastic bottle is a factory Cadillac piece. Hey, there's Steve. Check this thing out. Hey, Big Rig Brett made it tonight. Shake often, use sparingly on the Cadillac Magic Mirror finish. Plastic bottle with spout. So, definitely, it's early to mid 60s era. Cool piece. Cadillac piece. I was kind of excited about it, obviously. Few more GM pieces we're going to get into. Backing up a few years. And this is a great can. Genuine Hydromatic Fluid. Check this out. This is a metal quart in yellow. Buick Man here. Yep, glad you made it by tonight, Brett. I'm not sure how that Cadillac bottle made it. That's probably true, Ron. We're painting the stuff that sprays today. New additions to the yard. We can touch on that here in just a bit. After we get done with this can, I have had a ton of cars coming in. Was there something in particular you were curious about, Greg, or just in general? But this is an original. You can still see the seam back here. New old stock, full metal can. There goes the hearts. That's a good sign. I assume you guys dig it. I know I dig it. I was pretty excited about it. This being an old school yellow with black lettering GM Hydromatic Fluid quart. So Greg had a question about new inventory. Was there something you saw, Greg? I've had a ton of stuff coming in. I've had 3 cars come in this week, and it's Tuesday. 2 of them I already had bought. The one I bought yesterday, I didn't even know it was here. Just general interest. We hit it every Sunday night, and that notebook is actually over in the other shop. But like last week, we had that 73 Roadrunner come in, factory 4-speed car that we talked about, a complete car, the 51 Merc. What else has been hitting the ground? 68 Torino GT, 68 Thunderbird 2-door hardtop, several 73 to 79 Ford pickups, the Mercury Cyclone. I do not have anything, Brett, on that trunk lid. Without my notebook, it's kind of tough to remember here over the last... I had a lot of stuff coming in over the last month. 63 Bonneville 4-door hardtop, 63 Bonneville 2-door hardtop, 77 Ranchero GT. What else was there? 65 Riviera. I'm trying to think through my head where this stuff is all scattered over the yard. But man, I've had a lot of stuff hitting the ground here lately. And more coming in, more stuff that I've got to pick up. But... like we talked about Sunday night, we need to do another yard walk here sometime after the auction next week. Yeah, it's been crazy, Greg. I've had a lot of stuff coming in, a lot of stuff hitting the ground. And like I said, I keep a log of it, but that log is over in another notebook in the office. I'm over in the other building tonight going through these cans. But yeah, it's been crazy. We've had a lot of stuff hitting the ground. A lot of new inventory videos coming up yet that we haven't even shared with you guys yet. The 48 Cadillac, the 57 Continental Mark II, the 56 Lincoln Premier videos. Those will go public Friday night. I've still got that little Chrysler with 154 miles on it. That was either, I don't know if it was a prototype, a test mule. I don't know what it was. But they only made, this was a Euro spec test mule, and they only made like 350 of them total anyway. And this was a Euro spec test mule. So it was kind of a weird deal. Got the car guy stopping by. Yeah, John, we do need to get another one of those worked in. Last one I did, I think, was July 4th. So obviously that should be, October would be a good time to squeeze one of those in. And then maybe you'll get one in right at the end of the year. But yeah, it's been crazy. We've had a lot of moisture this year. So I'm literally like tucking cars in holes. Oh, that 67 International fuel truck, big Phillips 66 wings on the side of the fuel bed on that 67 International. That was a pretty cool truck that just came in. This stuff's coming in faster than I can keep track of it. The Divco, you guys haven't seen the Divco yet. You haven't seen the 60 Parkwood wagon yet, which those cars are really, really rough. Those two cars actually went in for scrap, and they got grappled, and they tore the heck out of them. That video isn't up yet. So we've got a lot of cool stuff coming. We still haven't done the video on the 57 Mercury Indy 500 pace car. We need to get that done. No Chevettes yet, though, Brett. How many vehicles are going to be rolling across the block next week? There are right at 40 on the website right now. And this last 10 days is usually when it gets pretty busy. Typically about 2 weeks out, we're right in that 35, 40 car window. And we usually end up at 60 or 70. So I could easily see another 10 to 20 cars hitting the website within the next, before we get to the auction day on the 27th. We literally have had stuff show up at 3 o'clock on Friday afternoon and say, hey, can we run this through? And that has happened. So we literally don't know what the docket's going to be until 8 o'clock Saturday morning for sure. We just tack them on the end at that point. I will be putting run order together here within the next day or two. In fact, I'll probably work on it some tonight, so that the cars that are currently registered will have their set place in line. And then for the most part, unless we need to plug something in or shimmy something around, for the most part, everything once run order is set just tacks on the end. So there you go, John. Hey, I'm glad I'm helping out somehow or another. So, yep, it's coming together. Yes, online bidding will be available on Proxibid, and I think Jamie actually usually does set up a live feed on Facebook, if I remember correctly. Chris's wife, Jamie, usually takes care of that because she's up on the podium helping Chris. So, yeah, definitely, Buick, man. Go ahead and throw them up there. So, yeah, it's been nuts. I need to stop and regroup and start listing some stuff on eBay. And well, for example, when was that we did those Chevy accessories? Who remembers going through that big box of Chevy accessories on Toy Tuesday? And that stuff isn't even up yet, Brett. That stuff will be going up here within a few days. We do have some other memorabilia listed as well. So that stuff is all going to be popping up here soon. But like I said, I literally, between everything I've got going on, picking up cars, dealing with the auction stuff, I've got to stop and start selling some stuff one of these days. But the Chevy accessories, that was that a month ago, 2 months ago, that we went through that big box of Chevy accessories, that a bunch of new old stock stuff, all that stuff It's still here in a box. I mean, and get some of this stuff sold because it just keeps coming in and coming in and coming in. I got to stop and sell some of this stuff. You know, I had another outside visor come in yesterday. That is very true, John. It is much more fun to buy stuff than to sell. But like outside visor, you know, I've got 10 or 12 visors laying around here that I need to do something with. So I've got to stop and get some of this stuff sorted and sold. So after the auction, that's going to be my focus. One thing about finding a lot of cool stuff, you get a lot of neat stuff showing up. But on the other hand, I got to keep selling it to pay for all the new stuff that's showing up. Sometimes that gets to be a challenge. So, no problem, Brett. Yeah, I knew you'd have been dealing with some issues there as well. So, but anyhow, I guess we will save the rest of these cans for a couple weeks from now. We're already kind of dragging things out a bit. Kind of got off on the new inventory topic there, which is fine. If you guys have questions, that's what we're here for. So no problem when Greg asked about that. We just kind of got off on that tangent of stuff that's been hitting the ground. And there's been a lot of cool stuff hitting the ground. I can't wait to share this Roadrunner with you guys. It's here. It's down in the other lot. But a pretty solid old car. Of course, it's got rust in the lower rear quarters because they all do. But floors are beautiful. Frame rails are beautiful. Pistol grip shifter, big snorkel hood. Yeah, it's pretty cool. So that's neat. The Mercury's cool. I said just a lot of great stuff to share. On top of the fact that we've still got a lot of stuff we haven't shared with you guys from the last few months. We've got all those new old stock Dodge truck parts I haven't shared with you guys. Yeah, that new old stock Chrysler sign that came with those parts. It's kind of hectic. There's the way stuff's been going on here lately. So, but what it all boils down to, I got to stop start selling some of this stuff at some point. So, because I got stuff like my bicycle that we're keeping. We didn't just share that with you too. We will have a bicycle episode coming up. I ought to drag out a few of the other bikes, but and then we can share this other bicycle with you guys as well. And it isn't the best one out there. It isn't the worst one out there. I'm just glad to have one. It's kind of what it boils down to. But we're going to be sharing bicycles with you as well here soon. So anyway, with that, guys, I think we'll go ahead and wind things up. I know you've got stuff to do this evening. I do as well. Need to get a few things done on eBay. Start looking at that run order as the auction is just around the corner. Cannot wait to see some of you guys coming up here in a couple of short weeks. Got a lot of cool boxes and stuff for your guys' auction wins lined up. Going to be a great group of nobodies here. I did, yeah, that's right, Kyle. I guess you can call it that. But the